incredible new movie, Project Hail Mary, from filmmakers Phil Lord and Chris Miller, Ryan Gosling plays a molecular biologist turned teacher on a mission to save the Earth. And he meets a friend. Take a look.
I don't understand. Oh, you want me to go back in my ship? But I just got here. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Please welcome Ryan Gosling, Chris Miller, and Phil Lord.
Center chair, it's a lot of pressure.
We're excited to have a real movie star here today, right? They are.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being here.
People are going crazy for this movie.
Yes,
and you had your big premiere last night at Lincoln Center. Ryan, a while back, you'd read a manuscript, I understand, which I have right here. The manuscript of the Project Hail Mary book by Andy Weir, which became a #1 New York Times bestseller. What made you fall in love with this particular story?
I think, well, first of all, the time in which I received it was lockdown. They were closing movie theaters. They were closing, shutting down movie productions. And suddenly I received this story that is so, you know, the writer, Andy Weir, has this very unique lens that he looks at things through, which is that, you know, he gives you an opportunity to see the future as something not to be afraid of, but just something that needs to be figured out. And he reminds you of what we're capable of as human beings. So it was incredibly, just in that time, and also as a father with, you know, I wanted to make something for my kids that helped them look at the future in that way. But it's also this journey of a lifetime. You go to another galaxy, you make an alien best friend, you save the stars. It's like the most ambitious thing I may ever do, and it happened at a time when you couldn't make a movie. So it was like, it felt like a Hail Mary in itself. But I knew that if I could get these two guys to do it with me, that they would make it happen. And of course, they had already read it, loved it, and we gave it our best shot, and now we're here, and we did it. So it's like, feels like a bit of a miracle, you know?
Well, and jumping off from that, Ryan, when you say that it was in a time when you couldn't go to movies, I would say this movie was why we want to go to movies. Because what I felt is when I walked out of there, it was like the feeling of you spectrum. You like cried, you laughed a lot. The writing in this is hilarious. But it also kind of had this existential feeling. And when I walked out, I kind of thought, ooh, that's why we do the movies. Like, it felt like one of those old school Hollywood movies you want to go see. So I do recommend it. Chris and Phil, you guys are both kind of a big deal. You've done 21 Jump Street, the Lego movie, one of the craziest and best Cocaine Bear. I remember that one as well. And won an Oscar for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So what made you want to direct this movie right now?
Well, I love that it's a story on this huge scale that any director would want to do, but ultimately it comes down to, if you want to save the world, you have to make a friend. Right? And so it has this intimacy to it that, you know, and we're like best friends.
I know.
So it's something we have something to say about.
Since college, right?
Yeah.
So making a movie about friendship, about communication, about empathy on this massive scale was really exciting. The manuscript for the novel like made us laugh and cry and be excited and feel all of the feelings, and the idea that we could like put them all into one movie that everyone could go see.
So if you guys are best friends, what is he?
He's like, we were just talking about
This awkward third wheel.
Well,
No, not awkward. It's a stool with 3 legs. The most stable thing to sit on.
I love it. Well, I agree with Sarah. I loved this movie. Sarah is a crier by nature. I am not. I was actually crying about a rock alien. Unbelievable. Your portrayal of Dr. Grace was just magnificent. It was wonderful. But let's talk about your alien friend, Rocky.
Okay.
You don't even really need to use your imagination, everyone, because Rocky seems so real. So what was it like basically working with puppeteers that must have brought Rocky to life?
Well, it was, well, again, like that's why it had to be Chris and Phil. Like the magic of this movie is the magic that they bring to their work. First of all, some directors can make you laugh, some can make you cry, but they can make you laugh cry.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Which is the really coveted thing. If you really want to get there, that's the hardest thing to do. And they also made this choice to have Rocky be a practical element, a puppet, not CGI.
Yeah.
Which was the most difficult and expensive decision they could have made.
Yeah,
They made it so hard. You know, that meant the Rocky had this entourage with him all the time. They called them the Rocketeers. They dressed like ninjas.
So Rocky's a diva.
Rocky's a diva. He's very high maintenance. That's James Ortiz, our head puppeteer, who became the voice of Rocky. But what happens is that you get to actually. I felt like I had an alien best friend at times.
You definitely
did. And we
did.
are able to improvise and take the scene in all these different directions. And so it's real. It's what you're feeling on screen is not a special effect. It is a real relationship between myself and these artists. And it's you know, I think that's part of the magic.
So the movie's set in space, and everyone loves to see how weightlessness works and is handled, and it's no easy feat. So how was it for you? How did you tackle weightlessness?
Yeah.
And how did you know you were doing it well?
Well, there's a special place in hell for harnesses. I'll tell you that right now. I wouldn't recommend it. But the good thing about this film is I had done films in space before, and you're often and always trying to make it seem effortless and elegant and balletic. And in this character he is not good at space. His name is Grace, but he's anything but. And we kind of went more of the Chaplin route of just sort of trying to show how difficult it is, which I could do. I can be bad at space. And what was fun was we had some astronauts come to the set and they were watching, and it was a particularly inelegant scene that I was doing. And I came by the monitor and I said, how's it going? And they said, that's what it's like.
Really?
They said it's actually more like that than it is, you know, like it is in films, because they're always getting bumps and bruises and everything. So we nailed it, guys. We nailed it. Finally.
Ryan, we're going to take a break because we want to talk to you some more, okay? So don't go anywhere.
Please,
We'll be
Just
right
sit
here.
there.
They just said we have the best mugs.
That's
We've
right.
done a lot of shows in this month. These are the best bugs.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Cheers.
But with you guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
Now, this question is for Phil and Chris. So you two became friends when you were undergrads at Dartmouth, and you've gone on to have this extremely successful partnership.
I've never seen that picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where
my
is it?
God. That's amazing. I'm sorry.
You get all sorts of pictures. See?
Oh, that's not real.
That's what we do here.
What?
Oh my God.
That is so cute.
So now you've gone on to have this extremely successful partnership in TV and film. What was the moment that you decided, you know what, we're going to stick together as friends and go into business together?
We met our freshman week of college when my friend said, I met someone who's just as weird as you.
Wow.
And you were going to be friends. And we were. And then I was interning in the Bay Area at Industrial Light and Magic.
Yes. This is embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I went to visit. Yeah, right. I went to visit Chris, and we went to Coit Tower, which has like a great view, and we literally looked out over the city, and we're like, I think we could do this, man.
And we decided to move to Los Angeles after we graduated with no job, and it worked out.
And it worked out. You did it.
So Ryan, you and your gorgeous wife, Eva Mendes, have been together now for almost 15 years. You and I have something in common. We're both married to crazy Cubans. and the entire family, because when you marry into a Cuban, you marry into the family. And so I want to give you.
You said you felt there should be a support group?
Yes, there should be a support group. And you said to me that he's Cuban too, so you've got, so the second.
Yeah, you're surrounded by crazy Cubans. I'm sorry.
The more the merrier.
Disculpe.
I want to see what you've picked up in all these years, so I want to give you a Cuban test.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Do not help him.
Oh no.
Okay, well.
Okay. What is a croqueta?
Oh, it's a little, it's heaven on a plate, but you get, it's a handheld,
Okay.
Yeah.
deep fried.
Yeah, ham torpedo.
He didn't say anything.
Delicious.
What is picadillo?
I know this. Oh my, I'm in
You don't know
It's got
picadillo?
It's
You don't know
it's
pica-
protein.
I'm freezing.
Yeah.
You don't know picadillo?
I know it.
Chopped up ground beef,
What
olives,
is-
raisins, and spice.
What is your favorite flavor of pastelito?
There's no wrong answer to this.
All right.
There's no wrong answer.
Guava.
Yes, there you go.
That's correct.
Okay. You're right.
Well,
I
pero carne.
I like queso. I have a last one for you.
Okay.
What is papi rico?
This stumps me.
Guys, he doesn't
Okay, can I
know.
tell
Can
you
we talk
something?
about, no, in
No,
my
I-
defense,
Eva
Ava's
Mendes
mom.
needs to give me back her Cuban
No,
character. She
no.
hasn't taught her husband anything.
No, we haven't talked about mojo. We haven't talked about
Lechon?
yuca. We haven't
There you
talked
go.
about iron beer versus mateba.
You
We
got
haven't
it.
talked about.
You win.
Plus,
Yeah.
Ava's mom makes the most amazing arroz con leche, so I'm not messing with any crocodillos.
So he knows.
Yeah. I'm eating that.
Okay. You just redeemed
Thank
yourself.
you.
There you
Eva
go.
gets her Cuban card back.
Brian, this might be easier for you, better than Anna's question, but 2 weeks ago, you hosted SNL for the 4th time. And you and Ashley Padilla were playing teachers reading class notes, but the writers switched the copy on you before the sketch. Let's take a look.
I went to see Barbie with my sister, and Principal Witt was there. He bought an entire row for himself. Every time the Ken character came on screen, he'd say, "Finally something to look at."
So you're standing there on live TV. What were you thinking when you looked down and the card was completely different?
I knew something was coming. They're diabolical. I felt it was coming my way, but I didn't know they were gonna go that direction.
Yeah, but you took it in your stride and you made it work.
You did.
I thought.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hopefully they have me back.
Yeah,
Oh, you're gonna get
the five-time club. You want
get the jacket.
It'd be like a 4-timer hoodie or something.
No, you need the
Nothing.
jacket.
Like
I'm
a
sure they'll
vest.
have you back, and so will we.
Yes.
Thank you.
Our thanks to Ryan Gosling,
a lot of pressure, this
Lord,
middle chair.
and Chris Miller. Project Hail Mary opens in theaters today. The book is available now, and members of our audience are getting a copy. Or at home, you can scan the QR code to purchase it. And how lucky you are. Since it was filmed to Max, you're also receiving, wait, there's more. You're also receiving 2 tickets to experience Project Hail Mary in IMAX.